YouTube, what's the deal, man? How you doing today? I just wanted to get on here and talk about a couple things, man. I want to talk about resilience and not giving up when things are hard. Um, when you're striving for something, man, you're always gonna be faced with some type of adversity. You're always gonna be faced with challenges, and that's just life in general. I mean, if you're not faced with problems, adversity, then you're not really living. Are you living life at all? There's that story of the kid in the bubble, the guy that stayed inside of a bubble. You know what I mean? You can stay inside of a bubble and I guess never experience any adversity or resistance because you're not even trying. But even that is gonna come with some type of mental adversity. You know what I mean? I don't think you will be at peace. But when you're actually out to achieve something in the physical, you're gonna be faced with obstacles and challenges. And it's up to you to use those obstacles and challenges to help you grow, as a learning experience, or use it as something that hinders you and slows you down. And I feel like, at first we all strive to do something and hit some bumps in the road. And, a lot of us probably give up. A lot of us probably give up when things get hard. But, it's the ones that get back up and try again that reach success. And you have to have a warrior spirit. You have to have the type of mind that is resilient. And you got to start looking at life as an opportunity. You got to look at the challenges as a workout. What's going on? But like and subscribe. I'm just talking about resilience. Like I said, you got to look at the challenges that you're faced with in life as an opportunity to grow. Even if it doesn't make sense in that moment, the universe is trying to help you. The universe is your friend. How y'all doing? I appreciate you. But yeah, so when you face these challenges, the universe is really trying to make you stronger, and you got to look at each challenge and each time you face adversity as an opportunity to be a better version of yourself. You know what I mean? And that's what makes champions. No matter if you're going out to be a model or, do music, if you want to go to school and graduate, with a degree, or if you're starting your own business, no matter what you put in your attention to and your focus and your mind to, you're going to face adversity. Like school, say you're going to get your degree. Obviously there's going to be times when you're tired. Obviously there's going to be days where you just don't feel like doing it, and those are the days where you turn up even harder. You know what I mean? Or say you starting a business, you know, and nobody's subscribing to you, nobody's, you know, checking out your business, and you're working a 9 to 5, man, you gotta find the beauty in the struggle. You know what I mean? Because without that struggle, you will never know what success feels like. You would never know what winning feels like if you haven't lost. You know what I mean? So I appreciate everybody that's coming in here, liking and subscribing. All my new subscribers. I'm, you know, I'm trying to be more consistent with my content, and, you know, consistent with myself. You know, holding myself accountable, and just being everything I know I can be. You know, I feel like sometimes we get stuck in our head and we begin to, you know, second guess ourselves, and, you know, we can get analysis paralysis doing that by just overthinking, being too much in our head. You know what I mean? So sometimes you just gotta go for it. Whatever you have envisioned, you just gotta go do it. You know, even if you fall, you look stupid. You can't be afraid to look dumb sometimes. You know, you can't be afraid to fail, because if you don't fail, you will never succeed. And too many times we get on here on social media and we see other people's lives, but we're only seeing the part that they want us to see. We don't see the struggle. We don't see the nights where they wanted to give up, or they cried, or, you know, it was hard and they asked for help and there wasn't any help. And, you know, those are the times that shape us the most. You know what I mean? So don't be afraid to fall. Don't be afraid to get out there and and fail, because you take that information, you write it down, you put it in your head, and you find a different way to go about what you're trying to go for. And that's really all I wanted to get on here and say, man. We got to be resilient. We got to be resilient, man. Go stream OuttaTownWayne, man. My music is my expression. You know, I got more content coming. I just shot a video with OuttaTownWayne, man. That's my boy. We making a lot of dope stuff. You know, it's an honor to even be able to work with that man. So, you know, me and him coming together and creating art is a blessing. I get to do what I love to do, and I get to come on here and inspire. And I just want to be a voice for the people that haven't found their voice yet. You know what I mean? It took me a while to get to the point where I can get in front of the screen and talk. You know, it took me a while before I could, you know, even put music out and not second guess it. So, you know, we all got that star quality in us if we dig deep enough, you know? So don't let social media stop you from achieving or going after your goals just because you see somebody and it looks like they were successful overnight, because 9 times out of 10 that's not the case at all. So, you know, I believe in y'all. I believe in myself. You know, I'm spreading love, you know, and I just want to be an inspiration. So, man, press the like button, press the notification, you know, share, go stream OuttaTownWayne. You know what I mean? Go follow me on Instagram, OuttaTownWayne. And, man, hit me up, man. Let me know what y'all trying to go for. You know, I'm on your side. I'm rooting for y'all. So yeah, I'm off of this thing, man. So y'all take care.